much. All right, thank you so much to our distinguished Toastmaster Lai. In fact, he also finished all the 11 paths. I believe somehow he's the number one in District 87. So big round of applause to Lai for stepping in as our pathway lead member and certainly our SAA of the day. And I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of our pathways lead, who is also our district admin manager, Chester Liam, who is here. And more so, our most amazing distinguished Toastmaster Club Growth Director, Lim Hui Ying, my sister from another mom for sure. We are so excited to have all of you here. And because of this, it's my honor to hand the control over to our distinguished Toastmaster Club Growth Director, District 51, Lim Hui Ying, to kickstart with the opening and welcome address. Over to you, Hui Ying.
Thank you so much to my sister, distinguished Toastmasters, Patricia. Yeah, wow. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm so glad to see all of you here in the Zoom room. And this is one of the workshops that is organized by District 51 Pathways Education team. And today's topic is covering on mastering the DTM project, your path to excellence. Wow. And I still remember when I started my journey in Toastmasters, it's not just about getting DTM. For me, I don't even know what DTM is, and I went around asking why some of the names have DTM at the back of it. What does it stand for? So fast forward, I get to learn more about pathways, about taking up leadership roles, about pursuing all the projects. And I realized that DTM is not just about having that 3 letters next to your name in Toastmasters agenda, Toastmasters slides, and things like that. It's not just about a title. For me, it's about the blood, sweat, tears, the dedication, the commitment, the hard work that members put in to achieve the distinguished Toastmasters, the highest education title in Toastmasters. And for me, my advice is projects that you do, the path that you take in getting your DTM, make it impactful, make it meaningful, so that down the road, when you reflect back what you have done to achieve DTM, you have a wonderful, amazing stories to share. And to run this session, we have our moderator, distinguished Toastmasters Patricia, and she does not need much of an introduction anyway. She's the current pathway lead for District 51, also the area director C3 for Founder District, and she is a stockbroker by profession, if you do not know that yet. She found her passion in public speaking via Toastmasters when she was pursuing her MBA back in October 2014. And that was the chance that she had to make her late father proud. And she is a 2 times, not only once, but 2 times distinguished Toastmasters and awarded District 51 Toastmaster of the Year in term 2019-2020, serving as Division P Director in 2021-2022, and also achieved the President Distinguished Division. And she is the best person to run this because she's a pathway enthusiast and received the first 11 path finisher award in District 51. She believes everyone can achieve her dreams in Toastmasters to become great communicator and leader. And without further ado, I shall hand the floor over to distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap, who will be moderating the session and introducing the amazing panelists for today's session. Over to you, Patricia.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our club girl director Hu Ying. You inspire me all the time. You just joined 2019, and look at where you are now. Fantastic testimonial of a person who is so eager to learn to improve yourself. Today is my honor to serve as your moderator. And of course, I need to spotlight Po Kim Seong, our past region director, and past international director who just tuned in. Thank you so much for the honor to be here. And certainly spotlighting our very first past Division P director, Division P governor, Lakmi Chan, Uncle Lucky, who has been here with us all the time. Thank you so much. And of course, also spotlighting some of our guests from Bangalore, Joseph, and Chen Fai, who's area director in District 102, Angeline, wherever you are, and Mao Hua, our past logistic manager, currently serving Division Q. Thank you for zooming in. Jackie, our past division director, I believe, in District Division H. Thank you so much. And certainly Feng Chin and also Zoe Tan and all the future leaders who are going to come in. So we're going to take a group photo because I know some of you can't stay long. So if you're convenient, go ahead and share the virtual background in the background again, and we'll have Lai to share it. And of course, do feel free to download the virtual background, but if you can't, it's totally fine. Thank you so much, Chen Fai, for being here with us. And now we shall now invite everyone to turn on your virtual screen. So our photographer, Chester, if you are able to, and certainly with Lai as well, we can take a quick photo. Now, the pose we are going to do is to assume that we have all achieved DTM with greatness, and you're so excited. This is like hitting the first jackpot in your life, okay, if you have not hit before. Okay, Kim Seong, I know you're outside, but that's okay. That's fine. Okay, everyone, I'll give you 5 seconds to get ready with your pose. Whenever you're ready, hand gesture is a must, all right? Okay, get ready. And oh, Mariana. Mariana is from Founders District, and she just tuned in. I'm so happy, my sister again, Mariana. Thank you for zooming in. Feel free to on your screen if you can, but if you can't, it's fine as well. So thumbs up, do whatever you want with your hand gestures.
Okay, get
Okay.
ready. One, 2, 3. Okay, back to you, Patricia.
Another page? No, no more? Okay, fine. Okay, good. So we're going to kickstart by introducing our very first analyst. Oh, she is so special to me. She is seriously another sister from another mom. She has touched my heart immensely by her devotion in serving Toastmasters. She's been district admin manager, district PR manager, division director for multiple times, division director for the future probably again, or area director for many, many times. She's not only a 2-time Distinguished Toastmaster, she's a 4-time Distinguished Toastmaster, and probably coming up the 5th in March. I'm so excited to introduce Alicia Curtis, Distinguished Toastmaster, as our first panelist. Big round of applause to Alicia. Alicia, would you like to say hello to everyone and tell us fun fact about yourself?
Thank you very much, Sister Pat. All right. So, yeah, I'm a 4 times DTM, about to get my 5th in, hopefully in March. I've also been a past program quality director. And a fun fact, I got a phone call earlier today, about 2 hours ago, to help one of the European districts to help them get club officer training. So I am literally trying to fill the trainers for the club officer trainers. So if anyone would like to be a trainer tonight in Europe from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Malaysian or Singaporean time, please let me know and I will be able to connect you and we will be able to go as a team from the rest of the world. Thank you.
Yay, a great chance to get some international exposure, especially in Europe, District 110. All right, moving on. My honor now to introduce, I always feel like he's the youngest DTM in the world, Toastmasters. No, this is not being audited, but in my heart, he has that place, all right? He's none other than my brother. Yes, I just kind of like decided, yes, you're going to be my brother. He got his Distinguished Toastmaster at the age of 21. It's so impossible. He made it. And one of his DTM projects is super challenging. I was about to fall off the chair when he mentioned that to me. You want to know more? He's going to reveal that to you. And none other than that, he is also a 3-time TEDx speaker. It's hard to imagine. I'm trying to be one. It's not successful so far. And he's been 3 times. And serving in District 51, he had made it happen when he was Division J director. He made it to President's Distinguished. Again, the youngest, he made it happen. So his story always told me impossible is nothing. When you put your mind and soul, change that word to I am possible. Let's put our hands together to welcome the Distinguished Toastmaster Dinesh Jarabaya.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Pat. Hey everyone.
Fun fact about yourself, Dinesh. You can't run away from this.
Yeah, so I have many, but I think one that I always like to use is growing up, my childhood dream was to become a priest. I know it's very unconventional, but that was quite funny because when I was going to like temples and all, I thought they had a very easy life because you just preach. It's pretty much what we do in Toastmasters, by the way. It's a joke that I always make. You preach about things and then you get followers and etc. And then I kind of realized that they don't pay much, so I decided to switch into the corporate world. But I'm in HR, so I am in a way preaching, teaching people. So I think I did not get my exact dream, but I pursued something in the same path. That's in the corporate world. Over to you, Pat.
Wow. Yes. And also a fun fact, he's going for his run, Lululemon run later. Okay. All right. This is all about leadership because when you're a leader, you are just able to live your life to the fullest. And coming up next, what can I say? She touched my heart in a very special way. And she always does her best whenever she showed up. And I'm so happy to introduce another great leader in District 51. She is a great leader in one of the best corporate clubs in District 51 that's called MISC. Yes, you heard it right. Please Google. Besides, when she was area director, she also served fervently and wholeheartedly. She achieved select distinguished division. That was a really hard time. To get that award is really incredible, unbelievable. Right now, she's heading to a very cool management position in MISC group of companies as well. So let's put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Helena Mustafa. Hi.
Hi everyone.
Yes, Helena, fun fact about yourself.
Okay, one thing I would like to say is when I joined Toastmasters, it's purely by accident back in 2018 because I was curious what Toastmasters is all about, and because the CEO, the past CEO, was going to be in the meeting. But then I think from then on, I see that so something in Toastmasters really clicked in me, and this is why I'm here. Now I'm being a distinguished Toastmaster as well. So that's
Awesome, awesome. Okay, because of this, we are going to quickly take a photo again. Yes, just of the panelists and myself to remember this very memorable moment. So go ahead and do whatever pose you think is memorable. People will still look at you for the next 100 years, right? Because we're also celebrating our founder's birthday today. So do a pose that you think people are still going to remember you for the next 100 years. Oh, I'm sweating all over. Okay, go ahead, Lai, tell us and spotlight us.
Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, back to you, Pat.
Thank you so much. So with this, I'm going to kickstart by asking our audience, how many of you always have this dream that you want to be the great leader in your life? If you are, let's do a Zoom bomb. Write your name in the chat box, but when I say 3, 2, 1, you just bomb the chat box. Got it? Okay, I'd like all of you to participate. Just type your name there, get ready. When I count 3, 2, 1, then you just bomb your name in the chat box because I believe we are all great leaders. Okay, get your name ready. On my count, 3, 2, 1, bomb it. Yay, thank you so much. Now, the only reason we're doing this is really to hype up everyone because DTM project, trust my word, is going to be one of the very challenging projects that you're trying to run away. But the fact is, when you head on are able to confront this so-called most difficult project, you will have a different learning experience for sure. So, of course, I'm going to kickstart with Alicia. Alicia, just let us know what kind of made you change your mind to decide to take on a DTM project. You don't need it. You have all the leadership skills you need. But why DTM?
Okay, so one of the reasons I chose DTM project is because it's about working with a team. This is actually one of the better projects in Toastmasters, especially in Pathways and the old system. It was excellent. It was one of the best things that you could do, getting collaboration. And another thing is you don't need to pass. This is the thing that we always think about with DTM projects and just anything in Toastmasters. Oh, we have to pass. Toastmasters is a no pass, no fail organization. If you only speak for like a minute in your 5-minute speech, guess what? You're still going to pass because you've gotten up, you've given it a go. And I remember my first DTM project, or it was under the High Performance Leadership Project back in the day. I failed miserably. But you know what? I came back about 2-3 years later with a different mindset, and I was actually able to pass and succeed. And it really teaches you how to go outside your comfort zone and to teach you that sometimes success requires you to fail before you can go 4 to 5 steps further. So it's sometimes better to go 3 steps back to progress 4 to 5 steps further. Thank you.
That is so great. Thank you so much, Alicia, for sharing us a very important lesson here. You don't need to pass or you don't need to fail, right? There's no pass, no fail, because it's a learning curve that you're in. So a lot of you may have this question now. So by the way, how do I get this DTM project downloaded? Because I don't see that in my Basecamp at all. Let me share with you one of the very important things. Once you have completed one path and minimum 3 levels on another path, then you are okay to write to TI Education Program to request them to send you the DTM project. So this is a little procedure that you need to do, but trust my word, nowadays they're quite responsive. So I'd like to encourage all of you to go ahead and ask TI to send you that DTM project, because once you got that project, then you can really delve into it and only think about what you want to do with the project. Great. So this is a little tip that we all need to do in order to get access to our DTM project. Of course, the next question is going to go to Dinesh, because for me, he's such a high achiever at such a young age, right? Even at that kind of young age, he figured, I want to be a leader. I want to have a lot of followers. So Dinesh, share with us, how does goal setting, knowing what you want in life, help you in your DTM journey?
Right. Thanks, Pat. I think you called it out right about being a leader, right? So, and I think in the DTM project, and those days we had HPL, and I think now we still have HPL, but it's slightly different. And I used to call HPL as the mother of all projects in Toastmasters because I loved the many angles that it brought. And I think just to go back to my motivation of staying in Toastmasters was slightly different, because when I joined Toastmasters, public speaking was already something that I was relatively good at. What I really wanted to work on was on the leadership side, because you rarely will have an opportunity to work with a very diverse group of people who come from various walks of life. You will not even have that at the workplace, because everybody will be about the same walks of life, right? So I think when I took on this project, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to lead a team, and you can only lead a team when you have followers. So that is my first thing. When I was very, very clear that when you want to do a HPL or DTM project, you are required to lead a team, and you can't lead a team if you don't have followers. Goal setting, essentially in every aspect of life, that is something that you will have to take in very seriously, because if you want to achieve a goal, you need to set yourself a goal that's achievable, and you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Where I think a lot of people go wrong is setting yourself a goal and you know you will fail, so you don't want to set yourself up for failure. So I think in the DTM project, that's why when you share your goals with the team and etc., and then they challenge you and then they give you some feedback, you kind of learn how do you be realistic, at the same time stretch yourself to achieve beyond your bare minimum. I think that's what the project essentially taught me.
Fantastic, man. I love the fact that you mentioned, hey, don't set goals that are not achievable and try to think, yeah, I probably can, because you're going to head on and you're going to fail as well. Very smart advice. Seriously, set goals that are achievable, help you to build the momentum, and eventually you can reach your bigger goal, right? So cool. And Helena, I certainly see you practicing this as well, because I've known you for many years right now. I realize you always set achievable goals. In fact, your DTM project was very impressive, but it wasn't too difficult until, oh my God, am I going to achieve that? So Helena, I'd like you to share with us, how did you sort of force yourself stepping out of the comfort zone? Because from my relationship with you, I also knew your character. You're not really the loud kind like your kakak here, but you are very much into yourself. And I believe a lot of times that takes courage for you to step out of the comfort zone to reach to that next level of leadership in you. So Helena, share with us how you step out of your comfort zone.
But it wasn't really easy, because to tell you the truth, actually, I'm an introvert person. But then when I joined Toastmasters, you have to like force yourself out from your comfort zone. You have to be out there and promote yourself, because there's a lot of things that you need. And for example, for this DTM projects, because I did YouTube channel for my DTM project. So I really have to promote my channels, and also I have to invite guests. So those are the things I really have to go out and ask people. So I have to be out from my comfort zones anyway for that. So there was a lot of challenges I faced, of course, because I have never been a YouTuber before. So there's a lot of things I need to learn. And then I thought that it's just recording, just upload. But when I did that, I started to realize there's a lot of things you need as a content creator. It wasn't just that. You need to do script editing. You need to actually have your guest comfortable with you, and you need to actually discuss with your guests whether they agree on the video content, all that before you actually upload that on the YouTube. So there's a lot of things, that actually forced me out of my comfort zones, and I have learned a lot from my YouTube channel since then.
Yeah. And there's no turning back, right, Helena? Because I certainly see, like, once you're on it, yes, you are on it. There's no turning back, just like
there's no turning back. You have just to move on.
No turning back. And I adore you for your spirit, because for me, knowing that, hey, you even tried YouTube as your DTM project, that is a great showmanship. That is also a great testimonial of your leadership style. So, ladies and gentlemen, and folks out there, DTM project is a project whereby you showcase your leadership. Now, I'm going to turn the spotlight, of course, to Alicia, because she has done many DTM projects, right? So, Alicia, how do you decide which project you should work on to showcase your leadership, to showcase your communication style, and even your public speaking style?
That is a really good question, Pat. There's sort of differences in opinion on this. Some people say it should be stuck within Toastmasters. Others say you should go outside of Toastmasters and do a good deed to the community. I'm 50-50 on it. I think it should be both. I think you should think about what can you actually benefit from your experience practically in Toastmasters and give to the community, and what can you do for the community. But there's also the opportunity within Toastmasters where there may be a spot that needs a gap filling. So it really depends on what can you actually do and what can you make a difference. So my first one was actually as part of the annual conference, or sorry, the semi-annual conference, which many of you probably have no idea what that is. That was before, before when rocks were money, on those rocks and stone were money in Toastmasters, before it all happened and we all had to go to the one conference a year, and it was so much better when we had the two. So I was the semi-annual conference chair, one of the co-chairs on that. I didn't do a great job because I was stuck in Bali because the volcano erupted. I was stuck for 2 weeks in Bali, so I couldn't get back to Sydney in time. So I did it within Toastmasters. The second time I did it as how can I make people become better speakers, and had workshops. And this was just before COVID. And we had all the workshops planned for the division. And guess what? Third workshop cancelled because we went online. So I had to, that was sort of partial success, partial failure. Then the third one was my year as program quality director, about education and training and setting up my year for success. And then the fourth one, I can't even remember what the fourth one was. I think it was my year as division director last year. I'm thinking my fifth one will probably be around creating effective communication skills. I'm doing it at the moment, effective communication skills program for a corporation that we're involved with, a couple of us are involved with. So setting that up for success, and so that we can help people become more confident and being able to do better in their daily lives at work. So that's what the fifth one will likely be. So it really depends. Is there a gap in the market? If there's a gap in the market, fill that spot in Toastmasters, but also go outside and look what's happening in the community. A really good one, I don't know if you have community libraries in, like libraries where you have the books and you put them in the little box and then you can put them all around parts of KL. We have that here in Sydney, and someone actually did that here in Australia. They actually set up a community library in their area, and they had the boxes all built, and that has now become a thriving population. So certain things could actually benefit the community through using the High Performance Leadership Project or the DTM project and taking it to greater heights and scales. Thank you.
Couldn't agree more. DTM project is also a project whereby you can use this to benefit your professional life. You can do whatever you want to. I know some of the audience, you may have questions right now. So I do encourage you to put a queue. If you want to have a question, go ahead and ask as many questions as possible. We probably may be able to answer to you, but if not, we are here to serve, so you can always connect with us anytime. And more so, when we listen to Alicia, we realize, wow, there's so many things we can actually attempt as a DTM project. And now I do have a question to Dinesh, because his very first DTM project is still fresh in my mind. It was one of the Oh my God, I can't even believe, I really seriously fell off the chair because he organized a run whereby he has more than 1,000 runners. And that time he was so young, right? Because he got his DTM at 21. You know, he was like such a young chap. So I bet you have to do a lot of mentoring to your younger followers, whatever it is. So now here is your question. How does mentoring others in your DTM project help us to discover who you really are? For me, that is unthinkable even right now. And I'm not young anymore. So Dinesh, share with us your magic of mentoring.
So I think this is where I learned a lot about myself. And one of my biggest key takeaway from my HPL project that I did before my DTM project was, if you remember, there are many dimensions that you look at in leadership, and one of it was recognition. How often do you recognize your team? And when I did the 360 feedback, that was my lowest score. And I have no shame in saying this in many platforms, because the way how I was geared at that age was, if you're assigned the task, you took up the task, then it's your job to do it. If you do it, good, because you decided to do it, right? Why do I need to recognize you when you are
Okay.
doing what you're supposed to do? But I learned that that is not how you should look at it, because people are actually going out of their way to do things, and even if they're doing the bare minimum, it means a lot. So that's why we should always recognize and reward people. And that's when I started this habit of writing thank you cards to a lot of my team members that I always work with. And that's a practice that I still take until today. So I think the key important skill about mentoring others is really learning how do you deliver through others. Because where I think a lot of us assume leadership is we do something. If you're supposed to, let's say, get 1,000 sign up, I go and get the 1,000 sign up. But if you're a leader, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to empower your team to do that. So you're supposed to empower them to deliver what you want them to deliver, right? So I think what I learned a lot is, how do you deliver through others? And even when so I was this extroverted, very driven, speed. I do things very fast, and speed was always a strength of mine. So sometimes, I can, instead of me going and asking someone to get something done, it will take me half the time to just do it myself. But I
Yeah.
had to stop myself multiple occasions to not do that, and yet do the chasing and get them to do it, and etc. So I think what I really learned from the entire mentorship experience is the key trait of delivering through others, which is a very, very essential skill, especially in the corporate world. Like, if you imagine in a corporate organization, the CEO can be really, really great, but he or she is not going to be able to do all the minimal tasks that's going to make the organization be productive, right? That's when you trust others to lead their own respective teams. So I was grateful that I learned it at a very early age. Then when I went into the corporate world, that kind of helped me to shape my way around. So I think that's what I picked up the most.
Wow. No wonder, man. You are certainly very smart. That's why you can climb the corporate ladder with speed as well, right? Certainly, I see speed is your strength. Now, Helena, you come from a very different space. And in fact, Helena just did her introduction to Toastmasters mentoring not too long ago. And I do feel Helena is not her first speech, but somehow she actually is also a great mentor. So for Helena being a great mentor, because she got to mentor, all the followers and all that, including her so-called content creator when she created her DTM project. So Helena, I would like to find out from you, what is your style of mentoring? Because you are also a club officer in your own club, in your home club, MISE. So share with us your communication style and your leadership style, and let us know how you find your sweet spot being who you are and own yourself.
It wasn't really easy because for MIC, because I'm a member of two clubs, MIC and also Advanced Adherence, but my corporate club is MIC. So, and we have like a few members who has been with us since the very beginning, but those are like 8 people, and we have new members coming, the graduate engineers that were somehow voluntold, but that was asked by the HR to fill up the space in the clubs that they have to attend it. So we have like a different gap, a different generation gap, and those new people are actually the Gen Z people. So you started to notice that the way you talk to them and the way you talk to the senior members are a bit different. You can't really expect that you mention something to the senior members that the same information really gets to these the Gen Zs. So there is really another way of you to actually pushing the Gen Zs to do some things. They do really need a lot of pushing, and you just have to tell them exactly what you need them to do. So those are really my challenges that I really face. They really, because if you just tell them one thing, you don't it's just going to be just one thing. But if you tell the senior members that you have, we tell them every now and then that you need to do this, you have to complete this and all that. But you just talk to them once and they get it. But for these new members, you just have to keep telling them from time to time and it gets tiring, but that's how it is very different from my generation and also the new generations. So those are very different in terms of the communications skills that I have learned throughout. And then for some people, you just have to push them a bit hard. It's not really they are not willing to achieve things that we have asked them to achieve. Let's say that, okay, we have DCP goals and we have actually specific members that, we need you to achieve this. But then when they are not really going towards that, so you, of course, as the EXCO members, you have to keep pushing them. And whatever it is, you just have to keep positive mind, people have limitations. That is something that you really have to understand. And sometimes they can't achieve it because they have some other things, another setback. But then you have to keep pushing them. So those are the things, the persuasion skills also, I think that really plays a big part in the whole communication skills that, you have to really them as a human as well. So those are the things I really learned throughout this being the EXCO members and being the leaders in the club.
Thank you so much. I mean, Herlina, I can see you certainly have a high level of patience to be where you are.
We have no choice.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to turn this question around to my sister because I know she doesn't have quite a lot of patience. But the fact is she is still able to communicate with all these Gen Z, all these very young Toastmasters and make them do the job. So I'd like to listen to Alicia. How did you manage to do that though? Because your personality, I don't see patience in you. Go ahead, Alicia.
I have no bloody patience. and I admit to that and I own it and I don't give a rat's. I'm not going to swear today. I promised no profanities today. I don't care because that's who I am and I have expectations of my team. Yannicka was on my team last year. I had 2 Gen Zs and I had 2 boomers on the team. So I'm sitting there in my own little ocean, stuck in my little ocean as the millennial going, okay, I've got to talk to the oldies. I've got to talk to the young ones. But you know what? I have to say, Yannicka was one of our best performers and she's a Gen Z and she was one of our best performers on our team. And that was really good. And my other top performer was also a boomer. And one thing they had in common, female. Females are actually sometimes at the area director level are a lot stronger than the boys. But previously, I had only male area directors and they were all older than me. So I was the little flower stuck with I guess you could say I was the beauty stuck amongst the crowd of the beasts. So it was interesting. You talk to people like you just talk to them. You talk to them naturally and you just befriend them. I think you've just got to talk to them how you are. You've got to set aside the time and you've got to say, this is my goal, this is my expectation. So when you're in a district leadership position as well, the district director sets the tone and sets the theme for the year. That's their year and that's what you have to expect and you have to manage the expectations within that. Then, of course, you've got your trio, the PQD and the CGD. We've got our CGD here today. And then, of course, you follow under that from the division directors. You've got the managers who come off of the district director. But then you've also got your division directors. And they will also be aligned, hopefully, with the theme of the district director. But they will have their own vision and goals and dreams for their division because each division is very different to each team and each area director and each area is different to each area within the division, but each division is different to each other division. So I'm sure our friends in District 51 will say up north when you're hitting like say Penang is going to be a lot different to say down in KL. They're going to be different needs and wants. So you have to work as a team and work mutually, but the division director also has to set a line what their goals are for the year and stamp it. And everyone knew that my goal last year was Division A, making A great again. I know it sounds really bad, it's the MAGA thing as well, but it's about, setting the vision, setting the tone, and making sure that you have your team on board. And we had the most weird and wonderful team. They didn't just come from Hawaii. They came from Thailand, India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Singapore, USA, Australia, and also New Zealand. It happened to be that everyone just was mashed into this team. And guess what? One of them has gone on to be a club growth director. One of them has gone on to be a public relations manager. One has gone on to be the district pathways chairman. And they have all gone on in their own little weird and wonderful ways. One may actually go on to be a region advisor as well. So putting that team together, having the unique personalities, the Gen X's, the Ys, the Zs, the boomers, yes, even the boomers, our friends, the boomers, have to be acknowledged and admired as well. And putting them together and sharing a vision and sharing that vision, not your vision, our vision, we work it together. Back to you, Pat.
Wow. I mean, I love this. It's a lot, by the way, but I hope this conversation also inspires some of you to go ahead and share your own communication style and your leadership style in the chat box, because I'm certainly seeing some great mentors. In our midst right now, of course, top on my list is Lucky. He's been mentoring me for the past many years in silence. I never quite openly recognize him, but I want to thank Lucky for being who you are. And certainly Mariana. Mariana is a big leader in her district in Founders as well. She's been very, very, not only patient, but she's done out of her way to bless other younger members as well. And thank you certainly, Alicia, for letting us know we as leaders, we own our own style, and at the same time, we always communicate with clarity, let them know. Eventually, the focus is always on the bigger picture to create that vision that everybody can buy into it, right? So go ahead and type in the chat box and let us know your leadership style. It can be very simple or it can be very complicated. We'll read about it later. And moving forward, certainly, I also want to take this challenge to Dinesh, because Dinesh is a man of speed or a boy of speed, right? So I just want to challenge you. How did you make yourself really indulge or even enjoy active listening and active observation instead of you taking the limelight, Dinesh?
So, Pat, I still struggle with it. I think active listening is not my strongest suit. I always make this joke that probably the reason why I'm single for so long has always been that. Because the way how so similar to Alicia, I have no patience. So every time whenever someone comes to me with a problem, by the time they're at the second sentence, my brain is already telling me, okay, this is what you need to do. This is a solution, A, B, C, D, E. But no, I need to stop that, and I need to really just zone out and listen to the person, give them that space and etc. And it doesn't help that I'm in HR, so I need to do that even more actively. So it is still something that I struggle with, but I think over the years I have improved, but still not to the place where I am. But I think essentially, from what I've learned all this time, when it comes to active listening, you really have to listen with the intent to listen and not to respond. I think where a lot of us, I'm not speaking on behalf of everyone, but where what I always see is that whenever someone comes to us and starts saying something, we always want to respond like, oh, this is it, this is that, you want to do this, you want to do that. But sometimes you don't always have to respond. You have to take a step back and then really just listen to them, give them that listening ear, and then see what needs to be done. So for me, I think that's what I try to tell myself when someone is speaking to me. I mentally cue myself that don't reply, listen and see where this is going. And that's been quite helpful. But I will admit that I think in Toastmasters, a lot of us don't have problems speaking. A lot of us love to talk. A lot of us love to just talk and yap. But when it comes to listening, which is also a core part of communication, because communication is not just about what you speak, it's also about what are you listening to and how are you responding to that. It is important to acknowledge and be a good listener as well.
Couldn't agree more. I'm struggling with active listening as well. Helena, give us your quick tip, because I always feel amongst some of my friends, extroverted friends especially, you are one of the better listener. Let us know your tip.
Seriously,
yeah.
When I have to do the part, right, for say for projects or everything in the projects, you have for double topic master. So they have to do active listening. So those are the times that, okay, this is where. But in terms of the leadership skills, right? Because also it teaches you to be it teaches you to listen to your subordinates. So those are the things. Initially, I didn't have a lot of patience. I was like Alicia. But then as you go up the rank, right? So you started to have subordinates. So you started to notice that you can't be in that position anymore. You have to start to listen to people. So because you are dealing with people now, this is no longer about your job. There's a lot of things you have to focus on. And one of the things you have managed are people. So for people, so you need to listen, start listening to them, start to understand their problems, their limitations, all that. So, and started to quiet down. So no longer is all about you talking, but you have to start listen to them when they talk and start to understand them from then on. So yeah, it takes a lot of, I would say, that courage, because I was loud. I always talk whenever I wanted to talk, but then I started to tone down myself a bit and then just talk whenever it's required and started to listen to people so that it gets things done. So basically, because I'm not going to get things done if I do it on my own, because I need a team to get things done. So in order to achieve a common goal, I need everyone to be on board, and I need to listen to everyone so that we can actually achieve something great together as a team. So those are the things that I learned being a leader.
Looks like some of our panelists feels active listening skills is probably one of the top 3 leadership skills that we should have. Okay, my beautiful audience and leaders, let us know what at this moment you think the top leadership skills that you would like to develop. You got me? I'd like you to share in the chat. What is the number 1 leadership skills that you wish you can develop in your DTM project? Go ahead. It can be active listening skills. It can be delegating skills, whatever it is. Go ahead and type in the chat box, because, okay, Alicia, do have some.
Yeah, I just want to answer Li Meng Paul's question.
Yeah.
Some people, the more you push, the more they decline. What should I do? Yes, you're talking to the person who has just sat on this Zoom call for an hour before, and guess what I was doing? Voluntolding people to do a role, and I've got the looks. Yep, she's been doing that because I need to find a VPM trainer in the next few hours for someone over in Eastern Europe. You have to work out who your audience is, and you have to know the people. Some people really love to be asked. So for me, if you're asking a question, if you want me to do a role next year or serve on some sort of committee, you have to ask me. I will not go out there and put my way. Is anyone else the same, that they need to be asked before they will say yes? Is anyone else the same? Yeah, I can see a few people saying, yeah, I like to be asked. But the reason I like to be asked is because that shows that they actually care about me. And I like to ask people because they show that I care and I think about who the big picture and who the team is. So if someone consistently gets asked to do a particular role or a particular thing, you've got to understand that sometimes they're saying no's because they need self-care. And this is something I had to learn this year. I had to step back from a major role in Toastmasters this year because I had to put myself first. They're not doing it because they it's not about liking you or anything. They have to put themselves first because they have to put their own mental, physical, and emotional health first. And that's something that we have to understand in Toastmasters because we're all volunteers, and you can't be everything for everyone else. You've got to be everything for yourself before you can be everything for everyone else. So sometimes you need to step back and go, okay, there might be more going on. Ask the next person. And the reason why they decline is not usually because of you, it's because of their own personal situation. And we need to understand that.
So true, so true. Very great point here. We are all volunteers in this beautiful organization, but at the same time, we practice the core value, integrity. Respect is a huge one, and certainly service and excellence. So with this, I believe we don't have a lot of time left, but I just want to close with the question. Audience, I'm waiting for you to let us know what are some of the top leadership skills that you wish to develop for this year, 2025. I want to make it clearer. And for all our 3 panelists, imagine if this is the last moment that you're going to share with all of us the biggest reason why you want to do your DTM project. What would that be? share with us the biggest reason why you want to do your DTM project. What would that be? I know it's a boring question, but feel free to jump out of the box and share with us some of the very, I would say, intriguing reasons that you may not even want to disclose others. Go ahead, Alicia, you have a great one. And we'll get Dinesh to be the final man, okay, to close it. Ladies first. Alicia.
Okay. This is like a crazy idea and everyone knows what it might be. What's my favorite place to eat at Hui Ying?
Oh my God.
No, don't say it. No, don't say it. Let Hui Ying say it. She knows it.
What is it again, Alicia?
Where's my favorite place to eat, Hui Ying?
Oh, I know. Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, say it out loud to everyone.
McDonald's.
Okay. I would love for us to have a team of just be able to go to like every McDonald's in KL and to test the burgers and to do a live video. If anyone wants to do that, and I can go to some in Sydney and get a team here to go around Sydney, let me know and I will do a DTM project on that. I don't know what we're going to achieve, but that could be something achievable. Someone could come up with an idea. I'll disappear back into my box now. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. It's been awesome to have you. Thank you so much. Herlina, what is your out of the box kind of DTM reason, DTM project?
Seriously, I wasn't even aware I'm very close to achieving DTM. I was the area director, somebody forced me. I was the VPE of the club, somebody forced me. Imagine this, I just joined November 2018 and during the election in March 2019, I was asked to be VPE. To tell you the truth, I didn't know much about it, but then somebody just said, oh, you're just one of the East Coast, you just have to be, the leaders of the club. So I thought, yeah, just go for it. I didn't even know much about the task, but then when I get into it, I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of things I need to do. And then when somebody actually persuaded me to be the area director, yeah, okay, just do it, because I thought that this is something, because I was up to challenges. I mean, I love challenges in my life. So I said, yeah, just go for it. But then when I was into area director, I was like, this is really difficult things to do. So those are the things. And then when I started, and then there was somebody who did a checklist for me. I didn't even do it on my own. So somehow in December 2022, somebody told me that you just need to have like completing your pathways and just do your DTM projects for you to actually able to achieve DTM. I was very surprised. I thought that I still have lots of things to do. But then I was very close to this already. So what stops me? Nothing can stop me by then. And it was just go for it. I don't know if I should mention the names, but
yeah.
This is because somebody has been pushing me all
behind you and pushing you, go all the way, go.
But also Patricia is also very kind. She's part of that motivation because she has been asking me to do a lot of speech and also the ESCO members and all that. So yeah.
Thank you, Alicia, for being our jumper all the time and certainly the pusher behind me as well. Okay, she's the silent pusher as well.
So guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Alicia, and thank you so much, Helena. Sometimes we don't just do it, but it's really just do it. The just is so important. And thank you for sharing with us your journey. So Dinesh, you get the honor to sort of wrap all of us up before we come to the Q&A. So Dinesh, what say you?
I think my direct answer to that is you've already started, might as well finish it. So that's what the first thing I'll say. You already started the journey, might as well just finish your DTM, finish all the competencies that you need to finish being part of the program. So that's my first tip, right? But again, if you choose not to pursue it, it's perfectly fine. It's really what you want to do and what you want to achieve out of it. But I can guarantee you that being part of this DTM project will be able to teach you things that you may not be able to teach, may not be able to learn outside. And it will also be a good practice ground for you to practice concepts and theories about yourself. So especially if you're in the workplace, you can't be experimenting things there, because if you experiment and it goes wrong, you'll either get fired or if somebody else gets fired, or the consequences are so severe. But in a Toastmasters setting, even if the worst thing happened, it's still within your control. I always tell that, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're not going to die. You're not going to lose your job. And that's perfectly fine. Life is going to go on. So use that as a place for you to experiment things. Use that as a place for you to understand yourself. And whatever you learn out of that, that's what will make you a better speaker, a better leader, and you'll be more competitive and you'll be more competent in those skills that will be very relevant to your workplace or your personal life.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. Perfect closing for our entire DTM workshop. Ask yourself before you embark on a DTM project, did anyone die? Are they going to die? If not, go ahead. The risk is so minimal. Try it out. Test everything in your DTM project or even in your HPL project, which you touched earlier. Thank you so much to all our beautiful audience for being here. And of course, our panelists, Dinesh and Herlina, and myself, and some other experienced Toastmasters will be here to help all of us to have a better understanding. I know some of the questions are coming in right now. So go ahead and give us more questions. But immediately, we also have another question from DTM Core. You have done your DTM project for sure, and she's now also trying out on her HPL project. So you have obtained your first additional DTM sponsored club years ago, and what you should do next on your ongoing path. All right, so this question, maybe I will direct it to Dinesh. Dinesh, probably you can ask further questions to Madam Kaur as well. Madam Kaur, if you are able to, please turn on your screen. Yes, you are on your screen. Okay, go ahead. Okay, Dinesh, if you would like to give our...
Yeah, let me just pick this up. Obtain your first traditional DTM sponsored one club years ago. Okay, what should I do next after my ongoing pathways? So are you asking about what do you need to do to become a DTM in pathways program? Is that your question? Or did I understand your question correctly?
I have already done my DTM and
Okay.
past area director. So
Okay.
now I'm a VP. So I want to show good example to motivate the rest to start off with their pathways. This is why I embark on. So I've been doing, and now I have already completed first pathways. So now I'm entering, already second pathway, fourth project, fourth level. Sorry. So after the fifth level, what should I do, or what?
Okay. Yeah, so I think after the fifth level, you can already do your DTM project once you hit level 3 in your second part. So that's one thing that you can do, your DTM project. And after that, what I would recommend you to do is really then, if you want, you can do more parts. If you want to take up more parts, because right now you have done 2 out of 11. So if you want to be experimentative and do more, by all means, go ahead. And you can do more parts to just keep the learning going. And then you can also do what I did. You can also do a lot more elective projects that you may not have done in your first 2 parts, because there's a lot of elective projects, right? So you can do that to continue learning, essentially.
Thank you very much.
I
Thank you.
hope that answers.
Yeah,
thank you.
good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We would like to invite more of you to also give more questions to our panelists. And certainly one to Herlina. Herlina, I know you are going to answer the next question, and I know the next question is going to come from one of our very, very ardent learner, Janet. Janet, you are very new in Toastmasters. I want to spotlight you, but your ability to pick up things, your ability to learn, your ability to grow yourself is just so immense that I'm really inspired by you. And I believe, Janet, would you like to also eventually become Janet Uy DTM? Please say yes. Yes. So Herlina, Janet, any question for Herlina to help you to achieve your goal, eventually goal?
I think there are some questions, maybe you have to play some roles according to the criteria in the DTM.
Yeah, there are six criteria for you to be a DTM. You have to complete your 2 pathways, and then you have to be an ESCO member of your club, and you have to be a district officer. The minimum is area director. And then you have to club coach and club sponsors for at least 1 club. And then, of course, you have to complete your DTM projects. So once you completed all that, then you are already a DTM. Provided you actually submitted your DTM evaluation forms. That's it.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much, Janet. We will send you some additional material as well, so you can prepare yourself accordingly. Because I believe you're on your second path, right, Janet? Yeah, yes. Probably it's the leadership track that you need to focus on later on. But I think Hu Ying will be very happy as well, as she's going to continue to serve in the district, and we will certainly create opportunities for all of you. So to all of our audience here, if you are a member of District 51, and you are very serious, you are passionate about being a DTM, even the second, the third time, let our Hui Ying know about this. We somehow will create opportunity for all of you. Great. Now we do have 1 more minute left. Are there any questions? I'll leave that for 5 seconds. If not, I would
Maybe I
actually
can
like
close
to,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe I should
Before
close
Hui Ying
it.
were to close it, I actually would like to invite Mariana to just share with us a quick tip on achieving your DTM title, because Mariana, you came in as a Toastmaster also within a very short time, but you were so on track. So what is your big tip from being who you are as a member, ordinary member, to where you are today? Mariana Buka, Distinguished Toastmaster.
Well, thank you very much, Patricia, for inviting me and asking this question. Well, resilience, determination, and maybe because I just love Toastmasters. What can I say? It's a pleasure working with Toastmasters. And yeah, achieving a DTM with lots of jumping through hoops. But eventually, the point is to learn something new. I wouldn't do it just to get a designation, but during jumping through those hoops, I learned to organize events, to lead people, to give tons of speeches. So I developed, self-developed, and as a byproduct, I got my DTM. And as long as you do it for that self-development, you're on the right path.
Couldn't agree more. Mariana always gives one of the best presentation over Zoom. Her Zoom background, the way she presents on Zoom is sometimes like watching a movie. Stay tuned, okay? I would also like to spotlight our Zoom master who has served us so fervently. He completed 11 paths as well. Lai, just share with us a quick tip on completing I can't even, so excited, DTM project. A quick tip from you, Lai.
For me is I put a lot of trust in my team because I choose my team member to work together with me because my two of my projects was quite challenging. One is during the COVID time where it was half open for me to do my project, and the second one was during my term as the division director, where we had to flew over to another city to complete the project as the city requests us to do it for them. So I was back and forth between KL, KK, Sandakan. So I was flying 3 places at one time. So I put a lot of trust in my team. So I just
trust.
Trust is important.
Good. Thank you so much for the tip. Hui Ying, go ahead and let us know your quick tip. And Hui Ying will be doing a closing, but after that, we're going to take a family photo one more time. Hui Ying, go ahead.
All right, thank you so much to our amazing moderators, Patricia, and also all the fantastic panelists. Dinesh, we have Alicia, we have Helena. All right, so for me, some of the takeaway message that I have with all of you, do not be afraid to take up this challenge to achieve your DTM. Yes, there are a lot of criteria, a lot of things that you need to do before you achieve that, but take it as a personal as well as a professional growth, because you never know where it will lead you. And I'm truly amazed and inspired with all the sharing by our panelists. So whenever you need any help, always reach out to the wider team, from your area directors, your division directors, the district officers who are here to provide you with the opportunity to help you in your journey. So always, DTM project is always the key to ensure that you have a fulfilling DTM journey, and always take that project to be a meaningful, an inspiring, and an impactful one, not only within Toastmasters. If you can do it to a wider communities, like I had my DTM project, if it reach to a wider communities, do that. Do that. Go beyond your comfort zone, because that is where you learn, that is where you grow. And thank you so much once again to Patricia, Dinesh, Alicia, and Helena for this amazing sharing session. And thank you so much to all the Toastmasters members who are in the Zoom room. I'm sure you have taken some good tips, some good advice to eventually assist you in achieving your DTM. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. With this, we are going to take our family photo before we say goodbye to one another. Please stay back, Joseph. I believe you do have some questions because Joseph from Bangalore actually is attempting his DTM project as well. So please feel free to turn on your video. If possible, we will certainly want to take a family photo. And this time around, we believe in success. When you put your minds and hearts and soul into it, success will come to you, of course, but not just a thought, but do the work and do the action plan. And that's where you're going to see greatness in you. Greatness in you. As you become great, you are able to groom more leaders. And that's why team spirit, as mentioned by Lai, is so important. And of course, Helena also touched on something which is so important, which is active listening skills. And as for Dinesh, it's really that passion in you. And for Mariana, it's certainly the passion in you that you want to grow yourself. So with this, everyone, I give you 5 more seconds to turn on your video. If possible, we want to see everyone very happy. Of course, hand gestures is a must. But I think we can do a self-love gesture because DTM is all about self-love. If you don't love yourself, please don't do it because it will be so hard and so difficult that make you want to give up, all right? You can do this as a self-love as well, whatever speaks to you. Lai, sorry, you're not able to love, but I will love on your behalf.
Okay, everyone, get ready. 1, 2, Swisin, please. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. To stay back, we will keep the Zoom room on for another 10 seconds. Oh, no, 10 minutes or so. Okay, then we'll close the room. And thank you, everyone, for spending your time with us. Before you go, feel free to tap in the chat box. Let us know how well we do. If you like us, please give us a 10. We need encouragement as well. But of course, if you think we can improve further, please let us know as well. So go ahead and put your score there and let us know how well we serve you because we are here to serve. Oh my God, I'm seeing all the 10. Feel free to give us feedback. We are here to serve you and we love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, and wish you success in your Toastmasters journey. Go ahead and test everything out. There's no such thing as a failure in Toastmasters, only lessons. Remember this, my mentor told me, no failure in Toastmasters, but only lessons, right, Lucky? Now I put Lucky on the spot. Lucky, just some final words from you. Lucky, you're so important. That's why I kept you now. Only the privileged who are still in a room can listen to your wise and golden words, Lucky. Those who left early, too bad. Lucky, go ahead.
What do you mean to say?
Anything you want to say to encourage us to keep banging on our self-growth journey, especially while you're being a DTM?
Well, you have to take action, of course. You can't just sit down and